big crane came in and picked him up, and set him down in there. And we had a couple, I forget how many, maybe half a dozen Vedic pundits chanting mantras.
It's a so nice place, so quiet, and I enjoyed this trip.
टेम्पल बहुत बढ़िया है, हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा और दर्शन किया शंकर भगवान का.
ప్రతి వీకెండ్ కూడా చాలా మంది వస్తుంటారు. స్వామివారి కరుణకి, వారి అనుగ్రహానికి పాత్రులై అనేక మంది వారి వారి కోరికలను నెరవేర్చుకోవటం.
I am standing in front of Someshwara Temple on Mount Soma, North Carolina. Today I'm here to give you a tour of the temple. This temple was built by Dr. Mamas, and he obviously has visited India, Sri Salem temple, and got inspired, acquired the land and went on building this temple. Today I'll be talking to one gentleman by name David. He is actually walking in as we talk. He is coming in. Namaste, David.
Namaste. I'm sorry, your name again?
Viju.
Chiluveru.
Viju,
that's
I am
right.
a celebrity. How come you didn't know me? Come on. David,
well, after I looked at your YouTube channel a little bit, I knew you a little better.
Okay, let's get started with this question. So why the temple was built on this top of this hill?
Right.
Well, of course, there's a reason, and it's pretty far away from civilization.
Yeah.
So
I would say there are a number of reasons, and they all it all has to do with Dr. Mamas and his vision for building a Guru Shala, or building an enlightened city. But one of the things he'll often say is that you don't ask Lord Shiva to come to you, right? You go to Lord Shiva.
Okay.
And Lord Shiva is a quality of nature, the transcendental divine God quality, right? It's deep in meditation, silent witness quality. And these mountains, you could say, have that quality in them long before we got here, right? So that vibration was already here. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi talked about how these mountains have the memory of Sat Yuga in them. They're some of the oldest mountains in the world. They used to be 20,000, 25,000 foot peaks like the Himalayas. So in terms of there's a Vastu design for building an enlightened city or building a Guru Shala. It's like out of the Shastras, like all Vastu. And to Dr. Mamas and to a lot of the people here, we look at Vastu as the science of building structures in harmony with nature. It's like if you wanted to build a cell phone. Right? No one would arbitrarily put a cell phone together however they want to, but at the same time we kind of do that with temples a lot. So one thing that's very important to Dr. Mamas and Pandit Prasad is that everything was really built in perfect Vastu. And that goes beyond just the temple. That includes the meditation hall, that includes the homes, that includes the actual land itself. So there's a Vastu design for building an enlightened city, and this land fits all the parameters of that design. It slopes to the east, it's a certain elevation, it's blocked to the south and to the west, and there's all kinds of different parameters. So the land was chosen because of these mountains and because of the Vastu of them precisely, and the design for building an enlightened city. And then the next step in building that enlightened city is to build the temple in the center of town, in terms of that design. So Dr. Mamas, and I think Shiva had always been the deity that he felt most connected to. It had been his Ishtadevata, or his deity of connection. He'd always loved Shiva. And when he found out then that the Vastu was right for building a Shiva temple, they decided to put that in the center of town here. And of course it's a lot of work, but they worked with Ganapathi Sthapati. He's a very famous Vastu architect in South India. And then all of the granite work of the temple, there's 50 tons of hand-carved granite that was carved in South India, at Chennai area, and then shipped here. And then there was an American construction crew who kind of built the shell of the temple, the concrete walls and the roof and all of that sort of thing. And then the Shilpis, right, the temple builders, they came over for 6 months in the winter of 2010 and the spring of 2011, and they put it together kind of like a Lego piece, like a puzzle kind of. They put it all together and whittled it down so that all of the angles, all of the measurements were perfect, and then that's the basis of how the temple was built. 2002 is when we bought this land. There was nothing here at the time. 2008 is when we finished the visitor center, community center, had our first meditation retreats here. 2011 was when the temple was finished, in May of 2011. 2012, the Cafetaria Student Union Dormitory building was finished, and then we have grand vision of building more temples and building a retreat center and Panchakarma clinic and really turning Mount Soma into a spiritual destination center that people come from all over the world. I think marketing has certainly been a weakness of ours, and especially because the vast majority of the people who visit the temple are Indian, Hindu, people, and we come from a different perspective, different reality, where we're a bunch of people meditating in the mountains and not connected to that community in the same way. So really the main way that people have found out about the temple is word of mouth, is people like you or your friends or whomever going and telling each other about it. Certainly we have some advertisements in Sati magazine that advertise it to the area, but not everyone looks at that or even notices those advertisements as they're flipping through. Dr. Mamas was the founder of Mount Soma. There are a number of nonprofits that own the temple and different aspects of Mount Soma, and then there are boards for the nonprofits. So I'm the president of the Sri Someshvara Temple Board. So I sit on that board along with a number of other people, and I'm certainly in the management and upper management of the day-to-day operations of Mount Soma. But it's not as clear as saying like this person's the CEO, this person's a general manager, this person's. Maybe we'll be working on more of that structure as we continue to get bigger, but we make a lot of decisions together as a team. So yeah, this is the main aspect of Sri Someshvara Temple, and you can see that there's a combination of granite work that was done in India. Same thing with the inner sanctum, Nandi there, granite sanctums, and then the American construction kind of crews they built the structure of the building. So of course the main deity for this temple is Lord Shiva, right? With the yoni and the linga there. And you can see Pandit Prasad, the Pandit who takes care of this temple. We are so fortunate to have Pandit Prasad here doing his puja for Shiva at the moment. There's a Ganesh sanctum in terms of the main deities. There's the Shiva, Ganesh, Kartikeya, Subramanya, and then Uma Parvati. So those you could say is the family of Shiva, right? So for a Vastu Shiva temple, those would be the proper deities in a sense to put in the Vastu Shiva temple. And Pandit Prasad might want to talk more about Vastu or how temples were built or that kind of thing. But
ముఖ్యంగా ఇది అమెరికాలో నా పర్సనల్ ఒపీనియన్గా ఇది అమెరికాలో భూమి మీద కైలాసం, మన ఇండియాలో కైలాసం ఉంటే ఇది అమెరికాలో కైలాసం. దీనికి అందుకే మనం కరోలినా కైలాసం నామకరణం చేసి, సో ఇంతటి ప్రశాంతమైనటువంటి వాతావరణంలో అది కూడా ఇక్కడ బ్రహ్మగిరి, విష్ణుగిరి, రుద్రగిరిగా నామకరణం చేసినటువంటి ఈ త్రికూట పర్వతాల మధ్యలో సాక్షాత్తు సోమేశ్వర స్వామి వెలిసినటువంటి ఈ క్షేత్రాన్ని సాక్షాత్తు అమెరికా కైలాసంగానే భావిస్తున్నాం. ఇక్కడికి రావటం నా అదృష్టం, పూర్వజన్మ సుకృతం ముఖ్యంగా. ఇక ఇక్కడికి అందరూ అనేక మంది భక్తులు అనేక ప్రాంతాల నుంచి వస్తూనే ఉంటారు. ప్రతి వీకెండ్ కూడా చాలామంది వస్తుంటారు. వారి విన్నపాలు స్వామివారికి నివేదించుకుని చక్కగా వారి స్వామివారి కరుణకి, వారి అనుగ్రహానికి పాత్రులై అనేక మంది వారి కోరికలను నెరవేర్చుకోవటం, స్వామి అనుగ్రహానికి పాత్రులు కావటం చాలా సందర్భాల్లో అనేక విధంగా జరిగినాయి. అలాగే నేను ఇక్కడికి ఈ స్వామివారి 2011 మే 16వ తారీఖు ప్రతిష్ఠ జరిగింది. ఆ ప్రతిష్టకి ఒక 2 నెలల ముందుగా వచ్చి ఈ ప్రతిష్టా కార్యక్రమానికి కావాల్సినటువంటి ఏర్పాట్లన్నీ చేసి, కావాల్సినటువంటి పండితులని, అనేక ప్రాంతాల నుంచి పండితులను పిలిచి ఈ పాంచానికంగా ఈ స్వామివారి వైదికమైనటువంటి ప్రతిష్టా కార్యక్రమం చాలా చక్కగా జరిగింది. సో అక్కడి నుంచి కూడా స్వామివారికి ఈ రోజు వరకు కూడా నిత్య రుద్రాభిషేకములు, త్రికాలార్చనలు, ఇక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి మహాగణపతి, అలాగే వల్లీ దేవసేన సుబ్రహ్మణ్యేశ్వర స్వామి, అలాగే శ్రీ ఉమా పార్వతీ పరమేశ్వరీ దేవి, అలాగే నవగ్రహములు, కార్యసిద్ధి హనుమంతుడు, నాగదేవత, ఇలాగా వివిధమైనటువంటి దేవీ దేవతల విగ్రహములతోటి వెలిసినటువంటి ఈ క్షేత్రంలో నిత్యార్చనలు చాలా చక్కగా ఆ రోజు నుంచి ఈ రోజు వరకు కూడా స్వామివారి అనుగ్రహంతో నిత్యార్చనలు చక్కగా జరుగుతున్నాయి. మంత్రాధీనంతో దైవతం అని శాస్త్రాలు, వేదములు ఎలాగైతే ఒప్పించాయో ఆ మంత్రపూర్వకంగా నిత్యం జరిగేటువంటి ఈ నిత్యార్చనలు, వాటి ప్రభావం చేత ఈశ్వరుడు సాక్షాత్తుగా ఇక్కడ కొలువై ఉండి భక్తుల యొక్క కోరికలు నెరవేరుస్తున్నాడు. అందుకు చాలా సంఘటనలు, ఉదాహరణలు ఉన్నాయి, మాకు చాలా జరుగుతున్నాయి కూడా. ఇప్పుడు ఈ వీడియో ద్వారా భక్తులందరికీ కూడా తెలియజేసేదంటే తప్పకుండా రండి, అందరూ కూడా ఈ క్షేత్రానికి రండి, ఆ స్వామివారి మహిమని గ్రహించండి. చక్కగా వచ్చి ఇటువంటి ప్రాంతంలో ఈ త్రికూట పర్వతాల మధ్యలో వెలిసినటువంటి సోమేశ్వర స్వామిని దర్శించి తీర్థప్రసాదాలు స్వీకరించి చక్కగా మీ మనోరథాలు నెరవేర్చుకోవాల్సిందిగా ఈ స్వామివారి సేవకుడిగా నేను కూడా మీకు విన్నపిస్తున్నాను. సంతోషం. స్వస్తి. ఓం నమః సోమాయ చ రుద్రాయ చ నమస్తామ్రాయ చారుణాయ చ నమః శంగాయ చ పశుపతయే చ నమః ఉగ్రాయ చ భీమాయ చ నమో అగ్రే వధాయ చ దూరే వధాయ చ నమో హంత్రే చ హనీయసే చ నమో వృక్షేభ్యో హరికేశేభ్యో నమస్తారాయ నమః శంభవే చ మయో భవే చ నమః శంకరాయ చ మయస్కరాయ చ నమః శివాయ చ శివతరాయ చ. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి.
So it shows the power of the mind, the conscious, subconscious. And a lot of people say that the reason that Hanuman came here is because we're serious meditators. This group is foundation of our core spiritual practice is meditation, and we practice the mantra Ram. And of course, Hanuman, wherever you'll find Rama, in the stories, right, he'll rip his chest off and Ram will be on his bones, Rama, Rama, Rama. So some people would say that we attracted Hanuman to us through our meditation. This big crane came in and picked him up, and set him down in there. And we had a couple, I forget how many, maybe half a dozen Vedic pundits chanting mantras and doing, the proper installation. It was just awesome. And his vibe, you can feel him. He's alive, Hanuman is alive. And I'd say Mahamad Soma has never been the same since Hanuman came here. And some people say that the reason, it was an interesting story on Hanuman how he came to us, because someone came and said they were going to donate like a significant amount of money towards the whole process. And then we started the process of raising money, and then some tragedy happened in that person's life, and they actually weren't able to donate, the money that they had promised. But it didn't matter because the momentum was rolling and people wanted to build Hanuman, and we built him. And right, so of course, classically in Indian Hinduism, you'll have different tracks. You'll have the Vaishnavites, right? They worship Vishnu, and you have the Shivites, and they worship Shiva. And they may not be, they're not at odds with one another, but they're also not, they don't do both. We see it a little bit differently here. We really see the gods as the laws of nature that underlie all of life and existence. So we're not Vaishnavites, nor are we Shivites. We want to pay tribute to, and you could say raise the consciousness of the planet, really, but certainly of this area, by infusing those qualities of nature into the environment. So when you have a Hanuman Murti and you do the pujas for Hanuman and you infuse that quality, it vibrates out that essence of devotion, right, and strength and all the attributes of Hanuman. And of course, Shiva, the strengths of Shiva. And in the future vision of Mount Soma is to build a number of different temples, and certainly we will have, one of the next temples we'll build will be a Vishnu temple. So we plan to have both a Vishnu temple and a Shiva temple, and we love for Vaishnavites and Shivites and anybody to come worship together.
Hi, this is Ravinder Reddy, and I came here yesterday with my wife, along with family friends Viju and Sandhya, and we had a very good time. And this is so nice place, so quiet, and I enjoyed this trip, and it's very nice. I recommend other people to come and visit this place.
हसमुख भाई,
यस,
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते, जय श्री कृष्ण, ओम
जय श्री
नमः
कृष्ण,
शिवाय।
ओम नमस्कार. और आप दर्शन कर लिए?
दर्शन कर लिया, बहुत अच्छा लगा। अमेरिका में बहुत अच्छा लगा।
आप ये टेम्पल के बारे में एक दो शब्द बोलेंगे?
टेम्पल बहुत बढ़िया है, हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा, और दर्शन किया शंकर भगवान का, तो बहुत अच्छा है। शंकर भगवान है, हनुमान है, नंदी है।
Oh, this is a very beautiful place, and when we come to the temple, we get the very peace of mind. Last couple of days was like so hectic. We get a party, and now we have very peaceful mind and nice environment. So we are driving all the way from New Jersey.
It's the best place on earth.
Oh my God.
I am very fortunate to live here. I gave up my career and moved here, and that's the best decision I ever made in my whole life. That's what Mount Soma is about.
Excellent. And what do you do here? What's your
Oh,
role?
I do a little of everything. Weekends I help with dishes a lot, and then work on business implementation stuff.